Hey everyone.
Hello, happy campers. Welcome back to yet another edition of Geekin Out. I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
That is Chris. And this week, we're we're reaching this time because, quite frankly, we don't know what to talk about this week. But it's been a week, so we're supposed to do an episode every week, right?
That is true. We got so much going on and things coming up in the future for our show. So it's we got a bunch of stuff going on with the breakfast airplane thingy and much more stuff. And plus, not to mention, somebody here has their own TV show on YouTube channel. What was that? What?
Oh, did I? I know I finally got it up. It took an hour and a half late. Here I was promising 6 o'clock, and it's 7 o'clock. Well, I'm sure it came out at 6 o'clock Central Time. Notice I didn't say, I did say Eastern. Never mind. I gotta stop doing that. Anywho.
Are you going to promote it? Are you going to promote the show? Come on.
What, the Tour of Duty, releasing every Thursday night at 6 p.m. on the Who What Where channel on YouTube? No. Why should I do that? What we're doing this week, however, is a little bit, it's something we haven't really done too much of. We're going to review movies we haven't seen yet. And probably won't. Which is, there is a title that's going to wind up on a t-shirt one of these days. Movies we haven't seen yet and probably won't.
I probably will see them.
You probably will see them. One we are not seeing is the extended cut of Spider-Man Far From Home.
I don't know what's so extended about it, but
Now Far From Home is, I believe I've heard it's the highest grossing film Sony's ever had.
Yeah, which is actually
weird. Hold on, not Columbia. Okay, Sony bought Columbia. Not the highest gross Columbia's ever had. The highest gross Sony's ever had since they've owned the studio.
So did Columbia do Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes, that was Sony Pictures and Columbia. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was Sony Animation. Actually, they're the ones who.
Okay, I was trying to figure that out because when I heard that this was Sony's biggest movie, I'm like, wait a minute. Into the Spider-Verse was way better than Far From Home, and it's like.
Now that one I actually probably wouldn't mind seeing on a big screen again sometime. But
yes, that's a great movie.
Far From Home, it was all right, but I wasn't as enthused about it as I was for Shazam. They were both equally flawed, and I'm willing to admit.
It was good, but Homecoming was way better than Far From Home, honestly. What was the third title for a Spider-Man that we had?
Let's see, we had Spider-Man Homecoming, and then there was Spider-Man Far From Home, and then Spider-Man Homeless. Yes. I mean, he comes home, you throw him out so he's far, and now he's homeless. Okay.
Because Disney and Sony's not having...
And knowing the old Parker luck, the way I have learned over the last 40-some years of sucking oxygen on this planet, probably not always far off.
Now, before we get started on anything else, I got a question about the Spider-Man thing. I totally forgot, but did you mention that there was going to be a replacement, or I don't know if it's going to be a series. I think it's going to be a series on Disney Plus, and then it goes to motion picture of a female Spider. Well, it's not Spider-Man, but Spider-Man, Spider-Woman.
It's Spider-Gwen.
It's not Gwen. It's something else, though.
To be honest, I can't remember anything about it. Somebody will let us know in the comments if anybody's actually watching these things still. But anyway, it might be Ghost Spider, which is the new name that they're giving Spider-Gwen because they agreed that Spider-Gwen, you kind of have to know your Spider-Man stuff in order to know who Gwen was. It has only been 47 years.
Yeah, but I think people know who Gwen is. I mean, when Into the Spider-Verse came out and she appeared on there, everybody's like, oh, it's Gwen! So, I just figured people pretty much already knew who it was, but no. Anyway, let's get started.
Okay, let's get started. We're just hitting up IMDb's movies in theaters page right now. So I'm just going to start at the top of the IMDb page. We're just going to give our quick reactions to each of these, and then we're going home because it's Labor Day weekend.
And you know that the movie nerd is going to know this.
Okay.
I'll probably watch all.
First up, Don't Let Go. Don't Let Go. After a man's family dies in what appears to be a murder, he gets a phone call from one of the dead, his niece. He's not sure if she's a ghost or if he's going mad, but as it turns out, he's not. Oh, spoiler alert. Okay. So,
I have already seen the trailer for this, and this movie did get me hooked because this looks way different than anything I've ever seen. It kind of, well, I take that back. It kind of reminds me of Frequency. If you remember that old movie, which also turned into a TV series, kind of reminded me of that. So I'm not going to say it's original, but it's something that it doesn't get done enough, I think.
There are no original plots anymore. All the plots have been done. Remember, if you've seen my other show, Rule Number 1, it's all been done. Using some kind of way of summoning, talking to the dead who may not be quite dead yet, that's been going on in Jewish tradition back thousands of years. So that's nothing new under the sun. So that's not really a criticism of it. This is rated R, 103 minutes. IMDb classifies it as a drama, fantasy, horror, mystery thriller.
I didn't see no horror. There was plenty of mystery and, of course, paranormal, sci-fi type of deal. But it did look really good. It did catch my eye. I was like, ooh, that looks really interesting. So, yeah.
What's interesting to me, I have seen a couple of things about it. I've noticed something about Don't Let Go that I have not heard discussed yet, and I consider that an encouraging sign. Maybe I've missed it, but nobody's discussing the fact that it has a black cast. I haven't seen anybody refer to the fact that most of the actors in this film are African American. The families, it is an African American family, is what it's focused on, and nobody is paying attention to that. They're paying attention to the story. Way to go, America.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think about it until you just pointed that out. I'm like, oh, you know what?
And it's got Storm Reed in it, too. She's, I believe, if I'm IIRC, Storm Reed is Tim Reed and Daphne Maxwell Reed's daughter. I believe. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. Anywho, would you see it or not?
I would actually go see it because, like I said, it was a different. It's something that I haven't seen in a long time that would probably actually be good, and a lot of people should actually go see it, but probably will fail at the box office, sadly, because nobody's talking about it, which is sad. And it's just coming out right out of the corner,
It sounds interesting, but like you said, I've already seen Frequency. It's got a Metascore of 51 out of 100. That ain't a good sign. That's yellow flashing light.
That's probably because it's a story.
Probably.
And people want something, spectacular, instead of just a straight out story of,
Right. Next up, Saho. This is not rated. It's almost 3 hours long. The story's about a power battle taking place in the higher echelons of power, unrelated and unconnected episodes occurring in different parts of the globe, intertwined in an unforeseen manner to a revelation of mind games. The story delves the audience into the game of a brilliant mastermind to reveal the true nature of all that are involved. It challenges the perceptions of who is the hunter and who is the hunted. It blends in a thrilling story with commercial elements of storytelling to deliver a high-octane action entertainer appealing to all segments of the audience. It is an action thriller, and the director's name is Sujith, and it stars Prabhas. You get the feeling this might be a placeholder? This reads like the kind of summary you would give not for general audiences, but for a bankroller. Okay, you've got, let's face it, you got a paragraph about yay long that sells the story. Yes, it's that long. If you're doing that much, this is the summary you give a producer who's going to bankroll your film. Not necessarily something you would release to the general public, But I believe this is I'm thinking this is probably an Indian movie from Bollywood, so most likely an import. But it has no Metascore, which means there haven't been enough critics to consider it yet. And here's the best part, we have no idea what the movie's really about.
Here's the thing about Bollywood movies, okay? And when you think of Bollywood, you think of like the dancers and the bright colors and, you know, them doing that and stuff like that. But you know what? They have came a long way when they do action movies, because if you look it up, there's a bunch of action movies. But the thing is that to us, they're hilarious because the action is so out there, so just
Over the top.
yeah, way over the top. I mean, I'm talking about really over the top. So if you want to see a great action movie that is going to make you laugh, they got plenty of them. I'm not trying to sound mean, but they know how ridiculous they are. And you can watch them. There's actually one movie, I can't remember what it's called. I can't even pronounce it. But the guy gets so mad, he starts flexing, and his whole shirt just flies off of him. And he goes and beats up some guys. And it's like, what the hell? They're pretty hilarious.
So would you check this out?
No.
No, I wouldn't either.
Sorry.
So for all that talk about Bollywood stuff, no. Okay, before you know it, a comedy, 98 minutes long. A pair of sisters find out the mother they thought was dead is alive and starring on a soap opera. Starring Linda Aros, Alec Baldwin, Ben Becker, and Blake Barris. It's a comedy. It's got Alec Baldwin in it, so therefore it is required by law to be hilarious, right?
No.
Because his Trump impression is still hilarious, right?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about this, and it sounds just stupid. No. Just move on.
This sounds like one of those chick flick things.
Yeah.
Chick flicks
That
are
belongs on
officially
TV.
not geeking out. Next up, Bennett's War. 94 minutes, PG-13 rated. It's listed here as a sport film. Whatever, IMDb. Okay. After surviving an IED explosion in combat overseas, a young soldier with the Army motorcycle unit is medically discharged with a broken back and leg. Against all odds, he trains to make an impossible comeback as a motocross racer to support his family. Stars Michael Rourke, Trace Adkins, Ali Afshar, and Allison Page. No Metascore.
Now, I will tell you this, okay? At first, I had no idea what he was talking about until he explained it. This, is going to go last in the theater probably like about a month and then be straight on DVD. And the only reason why I say that is because every time I get on YouTube and watch a video, the ad for that movie pops up. And from experience, that's not actually a good sign. It's even all over my Facebook. It's like every time there's a funny video, there's an ad, and then that shows, and it's like, so I just don't think they're trying to get the word out there. It's kind of like one of those, it sounds almost like it's one of those like Christian movies, like, what was the last one that came out? Overcome or something, yeah, inspiration stuff. And there's a lot of people that likes that stuff, and then there's some people that is just like, Hallmark type of movie, maybe a Disney thing.
Yeah, that does sound like one of those Hallmark movies.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to skip over a couple of these because Todd at SKN has an equally long. Their summary's about yay long too. Neja is apparently some kind of Chinese movie. I doubt that's in wide release. We're going to go on to Killerman. This is rated R. It's an action, crime, drama, mystery thriller. Metascore of 42, though. Mo Diamond, Liam Hemsworth, is a New York City money launderer who wakes up with no memory and millions of dollars in stolen cash and drugs. He must soon scour the streets in search of answers while trying to dodge a crew of violent and crooked cops. Liam Hemsworth, is he worth it?
Okay, let me stop you right there. All right. There are some actors who literally, like, if you put the name out there, you know that it's going to be a big movie, and then there's some actors' names that if you put it out there, you know that this movie is going to literally be poorly done and go straight to DVD. Bruce Willis used to do that. He was a big actor, and now all of his movies go straight to DVD because he just don't care no more. A lot of people say that he's
old
care
and
no
tired
more.
now. For crying out loud.
Liam Hemsworth is, of course, the brother of Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Liam's movies always go straight to DVD. Like, I mean, literally, you can go on Netflix or Hulu and find a bunch of his movies and that you never even heard of. So that kind of gives you, kind of like the Baldwin brothers. It's like, if you put one of their names in there, except for Alec, if you put one of their names in there, it's usually something that you've never heard of because it goes straight to DVD. This is probably one of them.
Don't know who Liam Hemsworth is, couldn't care less. Pass. Moving on, let's do the top 10 real quick. Let's do the top 10 from last weekend. You tell me up, down, or sideways.
All right, let's do this.
Angel Has Fallen.
Angel Has Fallen. Okay. It's the third installment of, let's see, Kingdom. You know what? I'm not even going to mention them because honestly I can't remember them. Good action movie, except halfway toward the end, it's like they ran out of money because everything is green screen. And you can totally tell because there's blurred lines behind them. And it's like, what the hell is this? Like, they spent all their action on the beginning and halfway in the middle, and then they just lost the money and just winged it. And, yeah. But, fun action movie. I'll say, go for it. Wait,
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler, yeah. Morgan Freeman plays the president again.
Grossed $29 million. You think that's going to stick around for... Will it last a month?
Well, technically, I'm surprised they went to do a third one because the first two also didn't do that good. So I don't know.
It's one of those where it's just like, we got money to burn, so... Good Boys. This one gets a 60 on Metascore. Yeah?
Yes. If you love a raunchy comedy, go watch this movie. This movie had me laughing. Oh my goodness. This movie, the boys in this movie, I did a movie review on it. So go check that out. It's really good. It's funny if you like that type of thing. It's remember, it is rated R. Okay? There's no nudity. There's plenty of language. And a lot of sex jokes. It's funny.
I kind of have to wonder whether it's right to make an R-rated film starring young kids. I mean, it is one thing, but the Good Boys. Up next, this one has a Metascore of 17.
Oh, good Lord!
Overcomer. High school basketball coach volunteers coach a troubled teen in long distance running.
We just got through saying this. That one was a religious movie. It's, I mean, it's not technically about God, but it's a movie about keeping faith.
It's one of those the church is organized to go watch. So it's one of those. Yeah, it's got a positive message, and that's all it's got. It has no plot. It has no story. It's not engaging in any way. You're better off sitting down, reading the New Testament, or better yet, the Old Testament if you really want a thriller.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about these movies is that it's like they take real life and then mix it with religion because it's like, oh, you're having this much hard time with bills and stuff like that. But if you keep your faith in God, everything's going to be okay. Technically that's it. Yeah. That's basically what the movies are.
I mean, I actually am a Christian, but I have no interest in watching this film. So, because again, no plot. Okay, just because I'm a white guy doesn't mean I want to watch an all-white cast. Just because it has an all-white cast, show me a plot.
Actually, I think that has.
Speaking of white guys doing things, number 4 last week was The Lion King, Metascore of 55. I'm not even going to say a word because my opinion on this Lion King is perfectly clear. Your opinion is perfectly clear. Moving on, number 5, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Has grossed $150 million so far. I don't understand. Why are they still making Fast and the Furious movies? I don't care if The Rock is in it or not.
Okay.
Stop it.
Hold on.
Stop it. Stop
This
it.
is not
No,
Fast.
hold on. Stop. Let me read the summary for this, okay? Lawman Luke Hobbs and outcast Deckard Shaw form an unlikely alliance when a cybergenetically enhanced villain threatens the future of humanity. Okay, now this is the Terminator goes Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
This is idiotic.
Mm-hmm.
Are we completely out of ideas, Hollywood?
Here's the thing, okay? I actually really enjoy the Fast and the Furious movies. I really do. I like to see. I know it went far off the radar from the first two, but I actually do enjoy them. Hobbs and Shaw is a spin-off because The Rock says, I don't want to do no more Fast Furious movies, but I will do my own. And so that's basically what this is, and I went into it thinking, this is going to be just like Fast and Furious and stuff like that, and honestly, it's not. This movie is a straight-up stupid, like the plot. I know Fast and the Furious movies are not supposed to be taken serious, but they actually have a plot story. Hobbs and Shaw does not. You have a dude who is like Terminator. Then who's working for a secret company who wants a virus that kills people, but a FBI agent, whatever, she ends up ingesting it, but if she dies, it kills billions of people. And none of it makes sense. Like, seriously, none of it makes sense. People just literally went to watch this movie because it has freaking The Rock, Jason Statham, and Idris Elba. Which they should, because they're all really awesome. But the plot, there's no plot. There's nothing in this movie. I'm sorry, but the Fast and the Furious movies actually did have a story. One story. This one has 4. 4 stories. And none of them match up at all.
Okay, next up, number 6. Moving on here. Number 6. Well, I want to ask you one question. Hobbs and Shaw, this is like 3rd weekend it's been out, right? More or less.
Yes.
Because it grossed like $60 million last weekend. Its total gross is at $150 million. Does this break even? Does this film break even? Because its budget was higher than $150 million. With all those cars crashing.
Oh, there's not many cars crashing this one.
Do you think this one makes its money back?
Yeah.
There's the game we ought to play. Will it make its money back?
Exactly, it will.
Number 6 last week, and you were talking to me off before the show here. Ready or Not, a bride's wedding night takes a sinister turn when her eccentric new in-laws force her to take part in a terrifying game. It's got a Metascore of 63. Rated R. It's grossed $14 million so far.
Look, I haven't done my movie review on this yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. And that's going to make it short and clear because a lot of people did not know about this movie. So this is it. This movie is like Clue. And if you don't know what Clue is, and I had a feeling that you probably don't, I'm not talking about the board game. There's a movie that came out based off of the board game, okay?
Look it up. It's on YouTube.
It's like that mixed with the Addams Family. This movie has humor, and this movie is not, I don't really want to call it a horror movie, even though there's a lot of blood and there's like one really creepy image. But this movie was so fun to watch. And Margot Robbie, who plays the bride, is hilarious because she freaks out in the middle of the movie with all the stuff that is going on. But so that whenever she ends up surviving and the other people dies, she laughs and snorts. It's hilarious. But the whole movie is just really great. I really suggest you guys go see it. Personally, I give this movie, I would say a snap and a score of 8 because there's more that they should really make more movies like this. This also reminds me of kind of how Evil Dead when it came out, like how small, short, kind of
It's
like
a
there
clever
wasn't
movie.
much budget, but clever. Yeah, clever storyline, clever everything.
That's
was
something
good.
that's really missing in Hollywood these
Yeah.
days is cleverness.
Exactly. That's why I really recommend this one.
I have
Clever.
not seen it, so I can't rate the same as him, but just reading the summary, looking at the promotional stuff for it, thinking about it, I got 3 words for you. Get out, Whitey.
You know what?
That's what it sounds like to me. Up next, the Angry Birds movie 2, which had a Metascore of 60 just like Hobbs and Shaw. And guess what? $30 million grossed so far.
Okay.
Okay, now understand the average ticket in America today is $10, okay? Take 30 million, divide it by 10. 3 million people willingly watched this film.
I did. I was bored, okay? I was bored. And I didn't like the first one. I was bored. I went. I watched it. And honestly, it's way better than the first one. And it is hilarious. It actually had great jokes in this one. Surprisingly, this movie was way, way better than the first one. And it was way funnier. And my favorite parts were the little chiclets. I call them the little chiclets. There's like these 3 small baby birds. And, and they're cute, funny, adorable.
Hey, at least
your
you're
kids will
not
love
related to it, okay? Now, number 8 last week, I believe it was number 8, yeah. Okay, real quick. Scary stories to tell in the dark. A group of teens face their fears in order to save their lives. Sounds like one of those Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but maybe with more of a chance of redemption. That would be intriguing enough for me to actually try to watch, but I don't know any of the people involved. It's grossed 52 million so
yes,
far.
if you remember the book, which I remember reading the book, which also shocked me because when I was doing research, because I was going to go see the movie, because I loved the book in school. But when I did research, there's actually more books, which means there's going to be more sequels, and it did leave up for a sequel. So I really recommend this if you love creepy, scary stuff, and I'm not talking about like Goosebumps, but like Tales from the Crypt type of thing. You'll love this especially if you love the book. Because I remember going into the library in middle school and there was like a bunch of Goosebumps books, and then there was that one book at the very end with the creepy old skeleton like white dude smoking a pipe or something like that, and it was creepy. It was really
You can usually tell
it was
quality.
great.
Quality usually does not equate to quantity. So, Goosebumps has its fans, but if I had to take, like you said, if I had to take a shelf full of Goosebumps and then there's one Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I'll usually go for that.
Yeah.
Number 9, Dora and the Lost City of Gold. Yes or no? Now it's got a Metascore of 63, so it beats Hobbs and Shaw.
I want to say yes, but I also want to say no. You know what they're trying to do, and it actually does try to go kind of a serious, but know that it's not serious route. But I swear, I know this Swiper is the biggest part of the show, but when the bad guys, when the head bad guy, who looks like a total bad guy, I mean, this guy looks tough, whistles, and then you have a cartoon fox that shows up and starts talking to them, that's when it gets way out of, because this movie did try to be real.
That's the problem. It tried to be real.
I mean, it even had a cartoon monkey that never talked until like in the middle of the movie.
See, that's no good. You can't treat Dora realistically. Okay, this is a huge part of the problem. Okay, you're missing the spirit of the source material. You're shocked that this cartoon fox comes out. The entire thing is a cartoon.
I know.
Okay? Just because Dora has breasts now does not mean that this is somehow some kind of ultra realistic type thing. Boots should have been talking from the beginning.
Well, see, that's what threw me off.
And here's the other thing I don't understand, okay? And I'm just going to be silent after this part. It's rated PG. Why is it rated PG? It's Dora. Dora the Explorer. Okay? Why is it rated PG? Does she say, damn it, backpack or something? Because that's, that was the Annie trick with Carol Burnett way back in the day. It was G-rated all the way, so they had to get Carol Burnett to say damn it in order to get a PG. Now you see that on Steven Universe, for crying out loud. But anyway. And it wraps up. The top 10 was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think we know about your love affair with Quentin Tarantino.
I still say it's an amazing movie. Very great storytelling, even though it's not...
And its gross is $125 million. You think it makes its budget back?
Yes.
So?
I think it did, because, I mean, it's one of his top movies that he's ever done.
Yeah, but it's also got Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie in it.
Yes.
Those are not cheap.
No.
Unless they do it as a favorite Quentin Tarantino. But,
or
as you call him, cutie.
Well, Quentin has a different taste when it comes to movies, but he does it old school. Like, he's a big fan of filmmaking, and he shows it through his movies. And to me, that, as a lover of movies, that's exactly what I love, is when a filmmaker who is very passionate, and he shows how passionate he is of his work through his work. You can't say that about many movies. I mean, that's why, like, Ghostbusters bombed. It's because they just got somebody in there and went with, because, oh, Ghostbusters is a great title, people will come and watch this movie. You need to get somebody who's passionate about it, somebody who's a big fan of Ghostbusters to literally want to do a Ghostbusters movie or write a good Ghostbusters movie. And they didn't do that. Or, like, Brock and, was it Michael Bay or whoever, Ninja Turtles movies, Transformers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
yeah.
You gotta get somebody passionate about the project before.
We need a good Electro Woman and Dinah Girl movie. Did see before we wrap up here. Before we wrap up here, we did see the Banana Splits movie on DVD has come out. We didn't see the movie, but we know it's out on DVD. It's a horror movie. Final thoughts. Would you? Here's your final question of the episode, Chris, because we're at 33 minutes. We need to wrap this up. Would you rather see any of the 14 films we've reviewed here today, or the Banana Splits movie? Which one do you think would be better out of those 14 plus the Banana Splits movie?
I've already seen most
which
of them.
one would be the least waste of money?
I've already seen most of them.
Yeah, I know.
Waste of money?
Which would be the least waste of money?
Well,
You're the movie expert. You tell us. I cannot form an opinion because I hate all of these movies equally. I will spend an equal amount of money on all 15 of these movies, which is...
I wouldn't mind watching the Banana Split movie.
So you would take the Banana Splits movie over watching any of these other 14 movies?
Yes.
That is a damn shame. Okay. For me, I might be interested in seeing Don't Let Go, but somebody else would have to pay for the ticket. And no, I don't want to see it today.
I didn't even...
So we're going to... I have no idea. So, apparently it is. IMDb says it came out this week.
Well, then it must be in limited release.
Yeah.
It's not out here.
Every filmmaker's favorite phrase, limited release. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this. We've still got an episode we filmed last week and haven't gotten to yet, believe it or not. But I'm finishing the production on that. Hopefully I'll have it posted up here pretty shortly. So I'm trying to see, since we now have 1 week in a row, we have a schedule for the Chore of Duty, releasing this show on a schedule.
Well, you know, that's something that you...
Because up until now, a little behind the scenes thing, we record this video on my smartphone, okay? We don't have any equipment. we've been thinking about getting like a dedicated camcorder or something to it, but we're doing this mainly with whatever we have on hand. So we've got my smartphone, we've got an old computer that we use that I do this production on and posting it to YouTube and such. It takes a while. So what we've been doing is we've been recording like 2 or 3 episodes. As soon as I get one done, I post it, it's up. But instead, I'm thinking about switching us to a set schedule. Like perhaps Monday nights at 6 and Wednesday nights at 6.
Well, somebody actually asked me about it to like have so they would know better like
when to look for a new episode.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the problem because I do post it to Twitter, I do post it to VK. I am now posting it to Facebook. We actually have a Facebook page up.
Mm-hmm. You're just now telling me this?
Yep.
What?
And I got to figure out how and what. Here's the weird thing. I actually have to figure out how you find our Facebook page because I have no idea what it's called right now. It took me 5 efforts to finally get a Facebook page up.
I've been posting every time he puts a show out there, I post it to my movie group, which I think some of you are actually following on Facebook, because I knew he didn't like Facebook.
And I still don't like Facebook. But so everybody is on Facebook, and until everybody gets off Facebook. Now, as soon as the numbers start declining on Facebook, I'm deleting that. Okay?
But that's how people have been finding us, too. Because
to be honest, your Facebook page is probably the unofficial page for the show, more than anything I've put up. But yeah, but
I'll teach you.
Get your freaking hands off me before I fight. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and we'll wrap that from there. So we've got that. We've got another episode, and I cannot think what the other episode from last week was. It was the third one we did. It was the third show we recorded last week. For the life of me, I can't remember what it's about. I think it's about Spider-Man, but I'm not sure. I actually have to get in there and finish the production to finish it.
See what I'm working with?
Also, quick question: which Who What Where entry did you like better? Did you like the old school one with like the 3 notes to it, or the one I used in front of the Chore of Duty that had the white and black Who What Where?
You know what? I wasn't going to say nothing because I know that's your show, but I was like, oh, so I see how it is. He used the good stuff for his show. I see how.
See how it is. But I was thinking about just changing the Who What Where opening to that. So,
all right, well,
and I was actually saving that to premiere with that, but so should I do the transition to full time with the new Who What Where open, or do we stick with the old one with the Who What Where on this side?
That is a good question, because I think that each show should literally have its own thing, so people would know or feel that it's a different. I don't know.
That's what.
We can ask our fans what you guys think.
I'll post these with the new ones, and we'll see what people think. And odds are, because the way 2 old farts like us are when it comes to social media, people will come up and tell him in person what they think. So that's the way it's been working so far, anyway. And do you realize I'm now working on the 30th episode of Geekin Out?
Good Lord, 30th episode. You know what?
This is episode 31.
We should celebrate.
I'm going to hold that off until episode 50.
50? Celebrate
episode 50. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to have a big old spread right here on our table, and we're going to sit here. We're going to eat the whole time, and it's going to be nuts. And we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk. We're going to post 39 minutes of the 2 of us smacking our lips, eating sloppy ribs and warm potato salad.
And you know what? I bet you that
and
will
drinking
get
Ale-8 so we can sit there and belch through
and
the whole
I bet
thing.
you that will get the most views.
Most likely.
There is actually you can actually find people on a streaming service that actually that's all they do is they eat. They eat. That's all they do, and people watch them eat. And they make money off of that. What the heck are we doing wrong here?
We have opinions and we express them and we try hard. You can't try hard and make money on social media. We're the social justice warriors now. They ain't no social justice. But anyway, Until next time, folks, I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
That is Chris, and we will see you next time on Geeking Out. Till next time, Godspeed, night all. Place!
Oh, good.
Oh, yes, baby. Yes, he went there. He went there. He went around the block. He got the Happy Meal. He threw the Happy Meal trash on his front lawn. He went right on down the street.
White people.
Did.